one on top. I'm finna send some on top of Damn, that right here.
What is up, everybody? Lyle, no hippie trucking and transportation. Don't worry about your talking over there. That's all fine and everything. Up here with my co-driver, he thinks he's in Afghanistan, and I could put him in touch with a recruiter that would get him there faster than he went. Playing video games.
Man, I'm going to water.
Slime Pack, what's up? David Boyd, what's up? Slowpoke, what's going on? Just posted a video talking about if you should train at Prime, whatever. But I do have the numbers coming up tomorrow. I've already filmed that video. Just in case people want to know, I'm not going to talk about that in this video. It will be up tomorrow morning sometime. Going over my
on top of Prius.
Going over my first week numbers.
He on top of factory. There's one nigga on top of factory. Yeah, go up there. One nigga right above y'all too.
This fool over here thinks he's like in real war.
You got one more. He right above y'all. Play it up.
All right, so.
Hey, play it up.
Seems like most people are out running and gunning right now, but we're just out here kicking ass and chewing bubble gum, and we're all out of bubble gum. Well, until tomorrow. So we have a load. I really can't discuss all that much, but it's a load that was a great load, but we weren't able to drop this load as soon as we would like. It was a load, get it there as soon as you can, but they are closed on the weekends, so we got a chance to kind of catch up on some sleep and all that kind of stuff, because listen, we have been running. I got all those numbers coming up in the next video. How many miles I ran, what the net or what the gross to the truck was, what the net was I brought home, even his trainee pay. So all that.
Lay down, boy. Lay down, boy.
All that's coming up in the next video. Listen, I'm not doing anything. So anyway, that's kind of what the deal is. The numbers that you're going to see me post tomorrow are going to be maybe not typical to what's expected at Prime, because I have, again, the person that is teaming with me as a student was my former trainer back in 2019. So he was at Prime for years, and then he left and went to Walmart, was his last job. So I don't have to, he was a yard dog at Walmart, so I don't have to worry about him backing up into truck stops or receivers or shippers. I don't have to worry about him checking in, checking out, none of that. So it is totally the perfect situation. Plus, he's another runner. We're out here running 7 hours and 59 minutes and 59 seconds before we take a break, and then finishing out the 11 if that's the case. So definitely a premium situation. So if money can't be made at Prime, then it can't be made on this truck.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Or if this truck's not making money at Prime, it cannot be made. No. Because this is the perfect situation.
High five, kill, bro.
Strike Edits, what's up?
Nah.
Slime Pack, are you back out on the road, or are you still at home? I'll always take $20. Go ahead and send that over. Free money is the best money right there.
Polo had a little 10P. I had a little 13. I could have had 16, but 2 niggas got back up.
No, I'm not driving. I just got done driving about an hour ago. All right, Slime Pack out for a week. Yeah, you know what?
other two niggas were dead. That's why I went on.
I came out of home time 10 days early to pick him up to help him complete his miles. So when these miles are over with, I'm going to go home so long, I'm going to need Slime Pack to train me. Even though she said she doesn't want to train. Bro got a melon head. Yeah, you ain't lying. Shit. When you get my age, you really don't care about what people think, to be honest with you. Jesus Christ loves you. I'm sure he does.
I'm running with Polo. I'm running with that C9. What do you think he's at?
Now, my co-driver here doesn't seem to be too religious, which makes me feel real good when we're out there driving, because I don't want anybody that's trying to get to the promised land too early. I want somebody that appreciates the here and now.
You know. What the hell?
No, I don't. $20 isn't enough for me to have no kind of a catch. But like I said, if you are interested in what the training pay is at Prime to be a trainer over these next
I think
weeks until he's done training, I will put up those weekly settlements just so people can see if financially it makes sense for them to train or not. But it's never about the money. It should be about paying it forward. Somebody took the time to train you. If you're a truck driver, at least train one person to pay it forward. Slime Pack, that's for you.
Man, I'm terminating that.
Especially somebody that's as good as Slime Pack.
But that nigga grabbed that key code.
A great trainer, just not putting everything to use that she could be. All right, let's see. Slowpoke TNT, what is up, man?
That one time now.
I was in Salt Lake City to get a truck wash on my truck, and the guy did everything, and I was about to, break him off with some money. It wasn't much. It was like $7 or whatever. Just whatever I had that wasn't $20. And the guy never came. Like a lot of times they'll come back up and say that, truck is done or whatever. Green light came on. I sat there a while. Nobody came up. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I left. And the next day I gave that $7 to a homeless guy at the Maverick right down the street from the terminal.
I'm going to the bar. All
right, Slime Pack, let me hear the numbers, then we'll see. Listen, man, I don't want to get too into it right now, but the numbers are a little bit more substantial than what they're talking about in the meetings. But like I said, it's not the money. The numbers I'm going to drop tomorrow, nobody could have a problem with the numbers I'm going to drop tomorrow. But that being said, I've done my time. I put my time in training. The only reason I did it was because this was the guy that trained me back in the day. That's the only reason.
I'm going to say something like that. Damn, 17 seconds.
So that was not, like I said, it was more of a personal reason why I did it. And he almost missed out on it. Because he messaged me, "Are you still training?" "No." And I was like, why is this motherfucker asking me this? So I was like, why? What's up? And he's like, then he explained it.
I'm at the bottom.
So had he not just said, here's what the situation is, whatever, I would have you know, I almost just didn't even acknowledge it. A little dude from the 63rd, man, normally, listen, when I come off the road, when I'm done training, not even training, when I'm done running with him, I'm going to take probably 24, 25 days off. Now, normally, it's been a while since I've been on this schedule, but normally it would be like 4 or 5 weeks out, 11 to 14 days off. I've never, listen, all the people you hear doing all these videos about Prime, now you ain't making no money, you know, I've never, there's a bunch of shit that I'm not happy with at Prime right now, but the money has never been anything that I've complained about. So that is foreign to me. So the money for me has always been there. Slime Pack, that video will be out probably tomorrow morning. Go check it out. And I also mentioned how much money he made. Now, here's the thing. I wasn't out here rationing his hours and being like, you can't be on duty longer than this, and, you know, you can only drive this long. You know, we fucking ran clocks out. That's what we did. And I expected it, like, I don't know how we could have ran any harder for him to make any more money. So I don't get it where you have people saying, well, my student made more money than me. At some point, I've heard enough people complain at Prime about money, and at some point I just have to think that some of that blame needs to go on them. Like, I just watched a recent video where a guy was talking about how he wasn't making any money, and the money he was talking about was just so ridiculous that some of that blame has to fall on the driver. And if not the driver, if not falling completely on the driver, falling on the fact that he didn't reach out to get that situation rectified. I don't know. Anyway, Tim Travels, what's up?
I was trying to get that load out for real.
But, you know, Tim Travels, he's one of the people that I'd be talking to every now and then. No. I've been so busy. It's been like, you know, I've just had to put my head down and run. No, like, you know, non-essential conversations, none of that stuff. It's been like, it's up until today. And maybe we dropped a load in Salt Lake City on Wednesday. Then we didn't pick up this load till Thursday. So we had a good chance to sleep with the truck stopped, you know, and all that kind of stuff. And then we'll have a lot of time now. But, so next week may not be as good as this week, but shit, the number I'm going to drop tomorrow will average out a whole lot of bad weeks. Especially in this market. Like, essentially, I could almost make nothing for the next few weeks. And if you take Prime's average, you know, this is how much our trainers are averaging. That would still almost average out all that. Hey, Terry, man, I'm telling you, I have been so wore out. And, you know, we don't run the whole thing like you drive 12 to 12 and I drive 12 to 12. You know, we run clocks out. And the way that stuff had been running was I was having like a bunch of night shifts just stacking up on me. And so I was pretty wore out near the end of this last week.
What's going on, Polo?
So I wasn't really talking to anybody, doing anything. You know, it was driving and sleeping. And then again, we had loads where we had one load that was going coast to coast, and you know, not coast to coast. It was going from Pennsylvania to Salt Lake City, and we don't actually. Was that the load? We had a couple loads. One was a high value load, one was a FedEx load. And one of those loads, I don't remember which one it was. Maybe the FedEx load. I don't remember. But the window was so short. Like, you only had like a 3-hour window. So those loads pretty much had to get ran straight out. So it wasn't even like you could be like, okay, let me just like shut the truck down for 3 or 4 hours and take a nap or whatever. It just wasn't.
Hey, nigga, over there, bro. Give me your man, nigga.
It just wasn't happening. So those days were starting to catch up with me.
I'm going behind, right?
So it looks like everybody's out there running. I guess this is gonna be kind of a short live, but tomorrow I'm gonna throw the numbers up. I've already done the video. I just need to upload that, and you'll kind of see what those numbers are. I'm gonna put those numbers out every week. So, like I said, next week is probably gonna be a short week because we're having to sit on this load. Excellent load though. Barely any, we went, well, I don't even want to talk about it. Anyway, short load, or not a short load, long load, light load.
Somebody on top.
But we're having to sit on a couple extra days. I probably,
come outside.
I'm not sure if we're going to get anything else on this settlement or not, but I'm not, it's just setting us up for either a really good week this week, if it drops this week, or a great week next week if it doesn't drop this week. So I'm never the type to look at things week to week. I think that's setting you up for failure if you're just looking at how much you're making this week and not averaging out over the long run. So anyway, I'm about to get off here. Go check out the last video I posted. It's been a long time since I posted a regular video that wasn't a live. So I just posted one of those. Then tomorrow there's going to be one talking about the money. So if you happen to be at Prime, you're thinking about training and you're saying, my student's making more money than me, or I don't want to do it because they ain't making no money, that's going to be a video that you might want to check out. So anyway, I'm about to get off here, but I do appreciate you guys stopping by. No Hippie Truck and Transportation. No, it's not a Hershey load. It's one of those loads I can't really be talking about. I hope to get a Hershey load out of here going to Utah, because I'm concerned more about the miles than the money. I'm trying to get him off the truck as soon as possible, even if that's a sacrifice for the money. So that would be the perfect load for us to get after this. Hershey, Pennsylvania to Salt Lake City. Perfect load once this one's done. Anyway, I do appreciate you guys stopping by No Hippie Truck and Transportation. As always, comment, subscribe. I'm out.
Bro, that nigga kicked me, bro. That's bullshit.